Hello viewers. Hello, Mrs. Maybe says here. Today I'm so happy because I have my favorite. I remember telling you that when my boyfriend would ask me of something I would want to eat, I would choose something special for me, and this is it. Maput, roasted maize. So, when he told the Maibi says that there is a girl who always choose Maput if I say take something you want, they said, you are wasting time. Now, marry that girl. That's how I was married. I think I once told you about that. That's how I was married. So I am a putai. Akandiita kuti ndidzi mai maibvise maputa. When I see maput, vamwe vedu we don't forget our background. This maputa, they are very special. I am miss maibvise because of maput. Saka vakati if we take her, she will not trouble us. She is not expensive. Because I told you that let me not continue talking. So, but I was telling my husband that, but those days was I normal? I was just choosing Maput, but I have not changed. Even now, you will never know what I like. It's not easy dealing with me. You will never know what I like. But this one is special. So today I want to share with you on one of the tiresome journey we experienced. We moved from Eswatini going to Zimbabwe. We first went to Harare. Then we spent just a few days. We traveled to enough. We spent few days there. We had to go back to Harare via Mutare, and we just spent, was it 2 days there? There was something urgent we were to do in Gutu, so we drove in the night to Gutu. We arrived there around past 2 a.m. and we slept just for a few hours because early morning there was something urgent we were to attend to. We were to drive to that place. On that same day, we were to go to my sister's place. It is near Chivu. And we had to drive during the night. And you know, in those farms, during the night, the roads are not that good. Sometimes you just, it's not roads, you just find your way of navigating in those forests. So that's how it was. There was a time where someone had to be in front, like guiding us. And by God's grace, we arrived at my sister's place, and it was, I think, around 1 o'clock. They were so happy, but we had no time. Because that very day, we were to go back to Harare. We had a child who was to go to Wilshire High School for Form 1. So, we left my sister's place, I think it was around 11. You know that journey from like Chigune to Chivu? It was like a distance like from Harare to Chipinge. You know what happens when you are tired? It was not easy. I was feeling, in my body that I am tired. I am tired. So we arrived in Harare in the night, in the evening. And then we started packing, putting things together for this child we had to take to Wilshire. Yeah, that following morning, it was Saturday. So we were to leave this child at Wilshire High School. It is in Chivu, in farms there. And then proceed to Eswatini, which was formerly called Swaziland. So that Saturday morning, when we were about to leave, that child started crying, crying like he, and the other one joined joined that child. So it was now noise as if it's a funeral. And we are exhausted. And we have to go back to Eswatini. But we were to leave this child at Wilshire. So we left Harare around 4 p.m. When we were around Featherstone, where we were going, we could see thick clouds. And we could see that it's raining heavily. And those were the days where they were saying there is cyclone. Was it Cyclone Chido? I can't remember. Cyclone what? I said, God, I hope Motedo Inyori. But we thank God because at that moment we had a Nissan Extra. So at least it was, a bit high. We arrived at the school in the evening. We left the child. Don't forget we were on our way to Eswatini. And we are tired. And on our way back to Featherstone, we got lost. And it was in the night. And there was no one to ask for directions. What happened is there was a time I just took a nap. When I wake up, I realized, we are lost. I said, stop, we are lost. And then my husband said, we are lost, yes, but let us continue just going and going. I said, no, it's during the night. Houses or farms there, they are not close to each other. So it's not easy to find someone to ask for directions, and it was also in the night. So I said, no. When you are lost like that, stop where you are, take your time, go back. I said, let us go back. We'll find our way. But let us just go back until we find a way that leads us to Featherstone. It was not easy. It was not easy. I said to my husband, because we could have spent the whole night, moving around those farms. And we were on our way to Eswatini. So we managed to reach Featherstone, and then now it was a third road to Mashingo. That journey from Featherstone to Mashingo, woo! I said, God, it was a long journey. And I could see that the driver is tired. When we were about to reach Mashingo, he parked at a garage. and then just took a nap. Then he woke up. We entered the Mashingo town, and then he parked again at a garage. We took a nap there to show that I was very, very tired. I even had a dream myself there. I think my mind was exhausted. I don't know what was happening to me. Then we wake up. You know, when you are just taking a nap and you are in the car, for you just to continue with the journey, just for, is it hour or 30 minutes? Then we continued with our journey to Bait Bridge border. We arrived at the border. There was a huge queue. You know that queue? Right tangira kuningikiri ku bridge uko. Mu bridge umu ndo maraitangira queue iroro. You could see that where we are going is there, where we are to stamp our passports to enter South Africa. Zimbabwean side was fine. We joined that long queue. It was not easy. And we had children. That moment we had 2. We took time there. Finally, we finished the process there. We continued with our journey. I can't remember where we also took a nap. Just in the car. I can't remember. But what I know is the following, it was that day. Yes, because we arrived at the border when it was like early morning. Yes. So I can't remember when we finished the process there. Then on the South African side, I could see that we are trying to go to Eswatini, but we are tired. You know, muviri uyu unonzwa kuti indatoparara ini pana maziso aya unochita kustruggle kudai kuforsa maziso kuti adi ashunure. Uchinyasona utoti hazvichatoiti pana. And then ufunga kuti iwe kana zvisingaiti kwauri iwe usiri driver. What about the driver? So normally my husband would not allow me to drive. Most of our African men, some or most, I don't know. But when I talked to most ladies, it's like most of our African men would prefer driving than letting the wife drive, especially if they are long journeys. So my husband would not allow me to drive when we are on these long journeys. He would drive. No matter he's tired, he would drive himself. So after Messina, you know, where the road curves a lot, where there are mountains, you know, where there are mountains until you reached Louis Richard. You know that road there, it curves a lot. Before we started that portion, my husband just parked and said, "Come, drive." I said, him allowing me to drive, it means he's tired. If you see him doing that, it means he's tired. He was very, very tired. You know, when you are just risking and you know that anything can happen, the person who is driving you is He's exhausted. So I took a container which had water. Then ndokugeza kumeso kwangu. Just put some water on my face so that at least I become alive. Then I drove that car. I thought he was not going to sleep because of being afraid of being driven by me. And you know, some of our husbands kana ane muri angachiya kuti muri yangu inopara drives. But when he said drive, he slept there and there. You know, I drove. Pacho pakaoma, pacho panema caves akawanda. Pane road chi cave akudai ndo pakane pakuti drive. I drove. I said, God, drive this car. Me, I don't know. And me, I'm tired. I drove. I thank God though. And I was enjoying it. Until when I passed those, what do you call them? Those tunnels at Louis Richard. No, those tunnels. And then, where it was clear, the road, we were now to enter Louis Richard, you know, the town. Then he said, now give me. I gave him, he drove for just some few, was it less than an hour, I can't remember. Then we stopped at another garage. He took a nap. From there, we would drive. Then he would take a nap. That journey, it was not easy. You know, you reach a moment where you just sleep. You just say, God, our life is in your hands. What we know is we will arrive in Eswatini. So me, I slept. Zvokufunga kuti driver wagara akatonetavo anogona kutotipinza musingaiti because he was tired, already tired. Una usingachatogoni newe. Ine chandakangoita ndechongoti, God, upenyu hwedu huri mumaoko enyu, tichengete. Ndokuvata. The next thing, we were in Belfast. So after Belfast, I said, come, drive. I drove the car. Then when we were about to reach Carolina, that's when he said, let me take it. So, when we were traveling, with the way I was exhausted, I was tired. Mwiri wangu waparara. I began to think. I said to myself, what is this? This is not good. You know, a human being cannot change without crisis experience. Until zvakurwadza chaiko zvokuti wega unoti it's enough, you will take another action. You will think another way. Ndakarwadziwa. It was painful, it was tiresome. Takarwadziwa, jeniyo takarwadziwa. Takangofamba pane nyasha dzekuti unongoti Mwari ndichengete. Hondo dzimwe dzatinosangana nadzo tichifamba kutsvaka kurarama. Ndakarwadziwa, muromo wangu wakarwadziwa, vana vakarwadziwa, because mafambiro atakaita anga akanyanya panguva duku. And then mozoita that long journey to Eswatini. Saka ndakati ndakagara so. Unenge usina kugara. You know, when you are that tired, there come a time where you will not sit properly like this. You'll be like this. I don't know how to describe this. We were tired. But that tiredness changed me. I said, God, I'm about to finish now. I said, God, enough is enough. I no longer want this type of life. From today, and chad. Enough of this. I no longer want to drive such long journeys like this. No. With what we face also at the border there, the South African side, that long queue with the children. I said no. I told my husband, I said, Chad. And Chad kufamba mfambiro yu. And Chad repabate bridge and Chad. He was angry, I was tired. Pane pampono ramba so namo so. Inenge ito yetu namo pangwe because kana mwiri wako wakutosvika pakuti unoita unga uchafa iwo. Ujafira murodi navana. Nokuneta muchiedza kuda kudai kuti ndakati kana inini Mwari ndaneta nokufamba, ndaneta kubva Lesotho kunodai iro tiri kungofamba tichidai. Ndakati ndaneta. Saka pandakati ndaneta, enough is enough. I said, I'm tired. Enough is enough. I no longer want this type of life. You know, death and life is in the power of the tongue. You speak what you want. There is also power of imagination. You imagine what you want. I said to my husband, I now want a life of flying. Better I fly. Within an hour, 30 minutes, I'm in Harare. Better we fly. I no longer want this than what we face when we are doing this and what we faced at the border there. Ndakandaneta. Unozvinzwa kuti vedu endaneta nokufamba ma up and down ayi. Saka ndakangoti papa ndichani. We arrived in Eswatini very well by God's grace. But I had changed. I was transformed by that journey. You can only move to another stage when you are no longer comfortable with what you are experiencing at that stage, the stage where you are in. Until you are no longer comfortable, that's when you move to another phase of life. Life is a journey and it's in phases. So I said to myself and to my husband that this is not life. I'm tired. Ndakuda ndege. Zviri nani. Ndakuda ndege nanchadangu. Haiwa beta ndirove jeni yacho rangu ndiri mundege. Saka ndoma days, those were the days where Eswatini A was introduced. And I remember in the Zimbabwean WhatsApp group, when people would talk of Eswatini A, some advertising it, I remember I was one of the person who would comment and also advertise it, I'm saying advertising in the sense of not advertising, but and not advertising, but encouraging people that by the way, let's go home by A. So I was one of those who was encouraging, not advertising. The correct word is encouraging others that let us go by A. Within some few minutes, you will be in Harare. So whenever I would see people asking about Eswatini A, I would be very happy. And at that moment, looking at our state, I knew that we had no money for us to use, a plane when going to take a flight to Zimbabwe. But zvakatangira mupfungwa ndangozviziva kuti andoikwira we Eswatini A ndoikwira ine. Saka ndaingoti painongokandwa so ndoti atotoikwira iyi tiri kutoikwira. And I would see myself in Eswatini A. Going to Zimbabwe, going to South Africa, going wherever I want to go, going to Durban. I was so happy. But you know what? Andandambokwira Eswatini A. Chakazoitika. Amwana wangu akazoikwira. Zvimwe zvinhu ukafunga unotoitira vana vako, iwe ukasachiwana chozoitika kuvana vako. I'm saying certain things, if we imagine and we really hope for those things, even if it does not happen to me, it will happen to my children. So mwana wangu akazoikwira Eswatini A, ndikati haleluya, Mwari makanaka. So ini ndakatanga kufarira ndege. After that tiresome journey. So what then happened is, I started meditating on the aeroplanes. Moving by air, not by road. Zvinotora nguva. Unoziva zvaunoda, zvaunofunga, Mwari anokupa. Kana wangosvika nguva yacho yokuti wakuti ndinochida, wongoramba uchingoti ndinochidawo. But that time when I was meditating on moving by planes, ndaringazivi ndichambotozobuda muEswatini. I thought we were going to live in Eswatini, and I was thinking when we would travel with Eswatini A to Zimbabwe, or we can go via OR Tambo, whatever. But you know what? God answered my prayer. So I want to encourage someone that crisis experience, it is there to move you to your next phase of life. That crisis experience, capitalize on it. There is a lesson there. There is a lesson. Until you say it's enough, you will keep on being in that situation. Ndakawadziwa nababa iti bridge boarding. I used to travel a lot, sometimes with children. Ndakafamba inini. Taiva driver waibva kuEswatini to Zimbabwe. On Fridays, I used to board that combi with the children. And I remember there was a time when the child was, mwana kangati kurei, anenge ohwadza pamakumbo. You are trying to save money. Mwana ari pamakumbo. On that tiresome journey. But you enjoy. Ndakafamba ini. Akafamba kuJoburg. Kusvika ndakazoti aini chiupenyu ichi yana handichachidi internet. Ndo pandakazororawo zvekuchaenda Joburg. Ndakazobva sose ndisingachazivi zveJoburg. Osita toda ine mota, tavaone upenyu hwemota. upenyu hwemota huya ndobva wasvika pakuti hwakuzohwadza manje. Andakahwadziwa ini. Nonzwa kuti aiwa nyama dzangu dzasakaredza. Ndopandakati ini hangu ndakuda zvendege. So life ka, you choose what you want. Ndozvandakatoona. Every crisis experience, there is a lesson. There is a lesson there. Capitalize on it. Ndo mamuvira unoita to the next stage. Zvakazoteera zvii when I decided that I no longer want this type of life. Takazotobuda mu Eswatini. Ndokutotanga kutofamba nendege dzacho dzandaida. I think I've spoken. So thank you so much. I am enjoying my Maputi. Remember, this is what made me to be Miss Malibus. So thank you. Ndozvo ndati ndingotaurawo nemi kuti whatever experience you have, there is a lesson there. You have to pass that stage, then you move to another stage. Every stage has its own challenges. So thank you so much. Thank you. Don't forget to like my videos. Don't forget, like them. Just put that like. It's good for me. And also comment. Share also about your experience, your tiresome journeys. Share. Previously, I talked about my painful journey from Lesotho. So I also want you to share your experiences. You comment. And thank you. See you next time. Goodbye. Chitra Chirimurutso.